Hello dear students, in this video we are going to study the poem Sailing to Byzantium written by W.B. Yeats. In our previous video we have discussed about the works of W.B. Yeats and this brief intro about the poem Sailing to Byzantium. Now first of all we should know what is Byzantium. So, Byzantium was an ancient Greek city in classical antiquity that became known as Constantinople in late antiquity and is now Istanbul. So, basically, Byzantium is known as Istanbul nowadays. The Greek name Byzantium and its Latinization Byzantium continued to be used as a name of Constantinople during the Byzantine Empire. Byzantium was colonized by the Greeks from Megara in 657 BC and remained primarily Greek speaking until its conquest by the Ottoman Empire in AD 1453. Now you can see the location also on your screen. But before starting the explanation of the poem, I would like to tell you when and why this poem was written by W.B. Yeats. In Sailing to Byzantium, an old man faces the problem of old age, of death, and of regeneration and gives his decision. Old age, he tells us, excludes a man from the sensual joy of youth. The word appears to belong completely to the young. It is no place for the old. Indeed, an old man is scarcely a man at all. He is an empty artifice, an effigy merely of a man. He is a tattered coat upon a stick. So basically, this poem is an old man's liberation from the sensual world. This would be very bad, except that the young also are excluded from something. Wrapped in their sensuality, they are ignorant utterly of the word of the Spirit. Hence, if old age frees a man from sensual passion, he may rejoice in the liberation of the soul. So, in this poem, W.B. Yeats wants to motivate the old people to get rejoice in the liberation of the soul, to get betterment, to get advancement to their soul. He is admitted into the realm of the spirit, and his rejoicing will increase according as he realizes the magnificence of the soul. But the soul can best earn its own greatness from the great works of art. That's why he turns to those great works. But in turning to them, he finds that these are by no means are mere effigies or monuments, but things which have souls also. These live in the noblest element of God's fire, free from all corruption. Hence, he prays for death, for release from his mortal body, and since the ensouled monuments exhibit the possibility of the soul's existence in some other matter than flesh, he wishes reincarnation, not now in a mortal body, but in the immortal and changeless embodiment of art. So, in this poem, the poet wants to motivate the old man for their betterment, for their advancement of spirituality. So, let's start the poem. There is no country for old men, the young in one another's arms, birds in the trees, those dying generations at their song, The salmon falls, the mackerel crowded seas, fish, flesh or fowl, comment all summer long, whatever is begotten, born and dies. Caught in that sensual music, all neglect monuments of unaging intellect. So, in this first stanza, a mortal bird of nature, amid natural trees, sings a brief song of sensual joy in praise of mortal things, of whatever is begotten, born, and dies. So, in line number one, that is no country for old men. It is also an inspiration for a famous film. Old men will find that country to be unsuited to them by the word. Notice the word that country. That country, the poet means the country which he has already left as unsuitable. Having left that country, he has now come, as he tells us in the last line of the second stanza, to the holy city of Byzantium. So, in stanza 1, the poet is mentioning his voyage to lefting the present country and to move forward to Byzantium. The country that he has left is described by him in the remaining lines of the first stanza. So, in the next line, the young is in one another's arm, birds in the trees, those dying generations at their song. In these lines, the poet now describes that country, that is the country of physical and sensual life. The young people enjoy the pleasures of love. The salmon falls, the mackerel crowded seas, fish, flesh, or fowl comment all summer long, whatever is begotten, born, and dies. In this line, the poet wants to say that the young people enjoy the pleasures of love, birds, fish, and all other creatures lead an animal, physical life spent in procreation. Procreation means regeneration or to give birth. All kinds of creatures are born, they procreate, means they generate, they give birth to their generations, and then they die. Here salmon fall, it means waterfalls crowded with salmon. Salmon is a kind of fish. And the next phrase that is used in first stanza, mackerel crowded seas, it means seas teeming with mackerel. Mackerel is also a kind of fish. And in the last two lines of this stanza, that is, caught in that sensual music, all neglect monuments of unaging intellect. In these lines, the poet wants to convey the message that all these creatures listen to sensual music and are unmindful of intellectual activity. Sensual music is that which appeals only to the senses, as distinguished from the mind or the intellect. And in the last line, monuments of unaging intellect, it means that intellectual achievement which are ageless and therefore of a permanent value. The reference here is to great works of art which never die. So, in the first stanza, the poet want to communicate the reader about the release of an old man from a country where there is effect of animate things, where there is a effect of sensual pleasures. Now let's move to second stanza. An aged man is but a paltry thing, a tattered coat upon a stick, unless soul clap its hands and louder sing for every tatter in its mortal dress. Nor is there singing school, but studying monuments of its own magnificence, and therefore I have sailed the seas and come to the holy city of Byzantium. An aged man is worthless with a worn out coat upon his thin body. He just looks like a scarecrow. Old age acquires some value only if it is accompanied by a spiritual recognition of the great works of art. That is the reason why the poet has discarded the word of sensual pleasures and come to the holy city of Byzantium, which represents artistic achievement and an emphasis on the spiritual values of life. So, in Byzantium art, if we want to know what is a Byzantium art, a Byzantium art is an art which represents artistic achievement and it emphasizes on the spiritual values of life. So, in line number 1 of stanza second, an aged man is but a paltry thing. It means that an aged man is just a small and insignificant thing. A tattered coat upon a stick. Now, this is again the reference to old man. The poet gives a metaphor to old age man, that he is like a tattered coat upon a stick, means a worn out coat. Unless soul clap its hand and sing a joyful song and louder sing. It means unless the soul in its jubilation, unless the soul it in pleasure claps its hands and sing a joyful song, this line create a state of spiritual exaltation also. In the next line, that for every tatter in its mortal dress, this line conveys the message that the more worn out the clothes or an aged man, the more happy should his soul feel. In other words, the older a man, the greater his spiritual exaltation should be. Nor is there singing school, but studying monuments of its own magnificence. These lines speaks that the best music for the soul of an aged man is the study and appreciation of the grand monuments of unaging intellect. Thus, the soul of an aged man must seek that which youth neglects. If an aged man does not seek spiritual elevation, means spiritual advancement, he is just an inanimate rag, inanimate tattered cloth upon a dead stick that is used to scare the crows. And in the last line, the poet says that, and therefore I have sailed the seas and come to the holy city of Byzantium. So the poet gives the reason that this is the reason why the poet has crossed the oceans and arrived in the holy city of Byzantium, which represent spiritual power and greatness. Byzantium is the proper place for the old people. The poet wants to tell all the old people that this Byzantium is the proper place for them. It is reached by sailing the seas, by breaking utterly with the country of the young. All passion must be left behind, and the soul must become free to study the emblems of unchanging, permanent things like works of art. So, this stanza conveys a message that the significance of old age resides in works of art and also in the advancement of spirituality. So that's all for today, students. In our forthcoming video, we will study stanza 3rd and stanza 4th.